Lineup cards are in, and let's give them to you for Michigan State. Kamari Thomas leads off. He's had himself quite a weekend. Then we got Randy Seymour, Isaac Sturgis, Nick Williams, Ryan McKay, Noah Bryant, Parker Pico, Cole Vandermeed, CJ DeKinga will round it out.
Yeah, I really want to highlight Kamari Thomas and the weekend that he's had. He has been simply phenomenal. Had a great opening to the series on Friday, and I mean, he's always just been a very talented player. Hails from Chicago, and his senior year he batted .530, .531. That is simply impressive.
Looking at Nebraska's defense now in the outfield, we have Drew Grigo, Mac Moyer, and Max Butenbach. Left to right on the infield, Josh Overbeek, Dylan Carey, Jet Buck, and Case Sanderson. Jeter Wordley has now started all 3 games of this weekend series, and on the bump today for the Cornhuskers is Gavin Blackwitz. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Gavin, Evan?
Blackwitz is a pretty talented pitcher. Throws lefty. He's made 17 appearances last season. So far this season, he's notched himself a .231 ERA, so he's really solid out there.
Now the 6'4" righty ready to go as he pumps in. Strike 1 to Kamari Thomas. We get underway at 12:01 p.m. today. Lefty on righty to get us started. Blackwitz deals, and it's in there for a called strike. Gavin Blackwitz was supposed to be the number 4 starter. He was supposed to start against Stanford in the opening weekend down in the Phoenix metropolitan area, in the MLB Desert Invite. 0-2 now on Thomas. Waves and misses. Strike 3. That's a good way to start for Gavin Blackwitz.
It's a phenomenal start. That's exactly what you want to see out there on the mound. That's a huge, huge confidence boost to just fan the first batter simply like that.
Now we'll get Randy Seymour to the dish. He's been batting leadoff the last 2 days. There you saw the numbers again for Blackwitz, 1-1 on the season. This is his 4th start. Did not make any starts last year as there's a wave and a miss. We saw a really good weekend rotation of Will Walsh. Carson Yaz was a midweek starter. Ty Horn and Jackson Brockett. So Blackwitz was exclusively out of the bullpen, made those 17 appearances. But Blackwitz was projected to be a midweek starter this year until Cooper Katsky, who we saw in relief yesterday, just wasn't ready to go for that Sunday game. They put in Blackwitz, and he has impressed ever since. Now is a stranglehold on that Sunday starter position, as Seymour now ahead 2-1. Chances are good to see Cooper Katsky in Nebraska's midweek game against North Dakota State on Wednesday. 2-1 on the way. It is bounced in there. That was spiked about 5 feet in front of the plate.
Yeah, it's not a great look after having such a great first at-bat to spike one like that. It just needs to reset a little bit.
Seymour's 4 for his last 28. 3-1 on the way is lifted high in the air, right center field. It's carrying, and it's gone! That ball just kept on going, and Randy Seymour puts Michigan State in front.
Well, after the first great at-bat, a little bit of a stumble there from Blackwitz out there on the mound. He did give up a home run in his last appearance as well, so that's something that's probably going to need to get worked on as the season goes along, but now he's just got to reset, cool his nerves.
That ball just landed in the front row. It kept on going. The wind is against him right now, but it is blowing out to left field, so it's getting a little bit of help. 1-0 Spartans in front as Blackwitz leaves this one low to Isaac Sturgis. Had that massive 3-run blast on Friday night to tie it at 4-4 in the 9th inning. Blackwitz's next offering is in there for a called strike. Our umpires today, Andrew Wendell is handling balls and strikes. Corbin Smith is over at first base. Mark Wagers is at second. And Michael Morris is at third base. 1-1. Catches the inside corner for strike 2.
And Blackwitz, you know, he throws with a little bit of heat there. 95 on the gun there on that last pitch. He's just got to find a way to control it.
Not just heat, but a lot of tempo as well. He doesn't go deep into the pitch clock as Blackowitz spikes another one. Last appearance for Blackowitz was a rough one. It was against Auburn last Sunday. It was in the second of 2 blowout losses that Nebraska sustained. Only managed 2 innings, 5 runs, but only 1 of them was earned. Ended up throwing 55 pitches. Here's the 2-2. Hot shot over to first and caught out of line by Case Sanderson for out number 2.
That's great reaction speed there from Sanderson. I mean, it's just right to him. It's very easy. Just open the glove, let it fall in, and there's out number 2.
Nick Williams will dig in next. Williams in left field once again. Was in the 3-hole yesterday, just like he is today as he takes a called strike. Hit 4th, or excuse me, hit 3rd on Friday, and he hit 4th yesterday. And is back in the 3-hole, or is in the 4-hole today. Numbers are hard. Numbers are hard. Swings and misses at the next offering now, 0-2. What I'm trying to say is that he hits in the top of the lineup.
Hits in the top of the lineup, but he's only averaging 205, which is not really what you can see from those first 4 spots.
No balls, 2 strikes now on Nick Williams. And another spiker from Blackowitz. And you know, a lot of these Michigan State hitters, they've been stumbling. Kamari Thomas is starting to pick it up. He's had a great weekend. But a lot of these other Spartan hitters have been scuffling to start the season as they've dropped their last 5. 1-2 is fouled back to the screen. Sparty 3-10 to start the season. They have still yet to play a home game, and they won't until March 20th when they welcome Iowa to East Lansing. Blackowitz with a decent waist pitch on the last one. Let's see what he comes back with. Spikes another.
He's having a lot of trouble with that off speed there. He has not found the zone hardly at all with it. He's had great success with the heat so far, but don't want to be too one-dimensional out there on the mound.
So now 2-2 on Williams. Here it comes. This one is fouled off into the seats. A lot of folks out on the berms today, all across Haymarket Park. We had an attendance figure yesterday, north of 5,000. We're probably getting close to that today. Now the 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Blackowitz freezes Williams. And a good end to a rough inning. Back here in Lincoln, it's now Nebraska's turn to come to the plate. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. It'll go Mac Moyer, Josh Overbeek, and Dylan Carey at the top. Case Anderson, Jet Buck, and Preston Freeman. 4, 5, 6, Drew Grigo, Max Butenbach, and Jeter Wordley to round it out. Michigan State on defense. They go Nick Williams, Kamari Thomas, and Isaac Sturgis in the outfield. Cole Vandermeed, CJ DeKinga is at short. Ryan McKay is at second. Randy Seymour's at first. Noah Bright behind the dish. And Logan Pecor is our starting pitcher for Michigan State today, Evan.
Yeah, the righty out there on the bump stands 6'4", 200. He's got a real nice lean figure to him. The junior here hails from West Bloomfield, Michigan. He's got a 7.30 ERA, which is not really great. He'll want to improve that today.
Here you see his numbers, making his 4th start of the season. Matches the amount of starts he had last year. Was in a bit of a hybrid role. 20 appearances, 4 of those starts. And looking for his first win of the season. He had a good start his last time out against James Madison. It was a quality start, but got a no decision in that one. First pitch is missed for ball 1. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 strikeouts in 73 pitches against James Madison last Sunday. As Mac Moyer is ahead 1-0, now ahead 2-0. Mac Moyer hitting a strong .435 this season. .559 on base, and is currently riding a 7-game hit streak. Moyer rips this one down the line and right, and is fouled by about 10 feet.
And his OPS right now is just over 1,000, which is absolutely phenomenal. He has been transcendent as the leadoff guy here for the Huskers. .435, gets on base almost 56% of the time. He is simply stellar.
He's exactly the kind of guy that Nebraska wants up in that leadoff spot. Transfer coming in from San Jacinto Community College. Moyer leaves it up, now 3-1. You know, the walks is not something that Pecor battles too much. He's only issued 3 all season. So the command has not been bad.
He didn't walk anyone in his last start. He did hit a batter. 73 pitches in that one, only 4 strikeouts.
Moyer ahead now, 3-1. Leaves it high, and the leadoff man is on. Well, I'll tell you what, Evan, that's not the confidence booster that any pitcher looks for when starting out a matchup on the road.
Great eye there from Moyer. Didn't swing at anything he didn't think he couldn't get, which wasn't a lot. And now he's on base, and that's exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter.
Switch hitting, Josh Overbeek will dig in next. Mac Moyer will run. He's stolen 2 bags and has been caught twice. Gets a decent lead on first. Is Overbeek ready to go? Squares to bunt, and he gets called for a strike on the inside.
Moyer wanted to go over there at first, stopped himself. He didn't like the look of what was happening back at the plate. That speed's got to be in the back of Pecor's mind.
And Nebraska's only stolen 9 bags this year and caught 3 times. Overbeek checked his swing. The pitch was outside, and they're going to peel down to third base, and Michael Moore said he did not go. It was close.
Michigan State dugout didn't like that at all.
I could kind of understand it. It definitely looked like the wrists broke from up here. Now 1-1 count on Overbeek. He's hitting .315 entering play today. Lifts this one the other way. That'll move Moyer up 90 feet, and Nebraska's got 2 runners on.
Those are the kinds of hits you end up surrendering when you have the third baseman playing up as far as he was. Just squeaked that right by him for the base hit. And now there's 2 on here with no outs for the Huskers. They got a slugger up to the plate now.
Slugger indeed for Dylan Carey as he digs in now. You see Overbeek turn this one the other way in a massive hole between third and short. As Carey is ready to go. It's been a tough weekend for Dylan Carey. He's going 0 for right now. He squares to bunt. This will do the job. Moves both runners up and off the base. Comes Seymour. Carey is safe. You don't see a whole lot of bunts from your 3-hole hitter, but just about everyone on this Nebraska squad has to learn how to bunt.
And it was a great spot for it because Michigan State wasn't expecting it at all. That bunt sat there for a good 2-3 seconds before a play got made on it. By that time, Carey's already at the bag and the throw's errant.
And the bases are juiced for Case Sanderson. We saw his parking lot power 2 nights ago as Pecor misses outside for ball 1.
Yeah, we know the damage that Case Sanderson can do with an errant pitch. Cleared 415 feet with that shot on Friday.
I think if the wind was any different, it could have been a lot farther. This one is lifted into center field, and it's going to get over the head of Thomas. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Coming around is Carey. No play. Case Sanderson clears the bases. Nebraska leads 3-1.
Case Sanderson is such a dangerous bat, and he shows it right there. absolutely mashes that one into the corner. There's just nothing the center fielder can do. You saw the backs of the jerseys, and by that time, those runs were as good as scored.
Case Sanderson picks up RBIs 5, 6, and 7. And he now has 6 RBIs in his last 8 games. That bat for Case Sanderson, I think is safe to say, has woken up. Here is Jet Buck. Called strike comes in. I think he might have competition for best series so far now that Case Sanderson has knocked in 3 more.
Yeah, Buck's 2 for 2 on days and home runs right now. He's looking for a third here.
0-1 on the way. This one is lifted way up in the air. Seymour's got a play on it, and he's got it in foul ground. And finally, Pecor's got an out on the board.
It's got to be a huge sigh of relief for Logan Pecor out there. Given up so much already, and just now to get your first out, oh man.
We are now 6 hitters in, and Preston Freeman will come to the plate. This is only his 11th at-bat of the season and his 8th game, 2nd start for him. As Freeman takes it inside. He's a transfer from Cisco College, a redshirt junior, 2 for his last 6. He's got a couple all-conference recognitions there. And at 349 over 2 years at Cisco. 1-0 on the way. This is lifted into left field. That one's carrying, still carrying, and it's gone! Preston Freeman, his first home run as a Husker. And Nebraska has put up 5 in the first inning.
What an inning here from the Huskers. You know what's really funny about that home run is he didn't get too good of a piece of it, but the wind's blowing out there into left, and he got just enough to get it over the wall, and the left fielder had no chance.
And that has prompted activity in the Michigan State bullpen. Definitely not the point in the game where you want your Sunday starter to potentially need relief, as Drew Grigo takes strike 1. Kyle Rudolph is the man throwing for the Spartans down there. Good catch by Evan. He knew to bring his binoculars to the park today. He's ahead of the game.
I came prepared. That's what they taught me in Boy Scouts.
1 misses inside. Talk a little bit more about Rudolph later if he comes in, but for right now, Pecor is just trying to get out of this first inning. He's only recorded 1 out, and that was a foul out by Jet Buck. He's been getting hit hard. Low for ball 2. And you know, Evan, the other thing that's going on with Pecor too, he's only got 18 pitches, which is not out of the ordinary for the first inning, but he's been getting pieced early in the count.
He has. His ERA has ballooned to 10.66 now, and only stands to get more and more egregious.
That one's off the base and into right field. Grigo takes a huge turnaround first base, and another unlucky break for Michigan State.
That's a lose-lose situation right there. I don't think the first baseman had a chance whether or not it hit the bag or not, but
look at the way he turned on it too. He went and
know.
dug that one out of the ground.
It was incredible.
We're going to have a mound visit here for Sparty.
Here's what's really tough about these positions when your starter gets shelled early in the first inning is obviously you're not going to expect that. So now it's a matter of a waiting game to see if you can get your arm in the bullpen warm enough to come in. So do you risk Pecor doing more damage to get your arm more warm, or do you bring him in still a little iffy and risk a similar result?
Mark Vandermeed is out there talking to Logan Pecor. They're going to keep him out there for now, but I can't imagine this leash is going to be much longer This has been an absolute disaster to start this Sunday out for Michigan State, who's already had a rough start to 2026. They're trying to avoid losing 6 straight today. Huskers are trying to get to 10 wins. It would be their 5th in a row if they were to pull out one today. Max Butenbach will dig in now. Pecor sets at the belt and fires. It's in there for a called strike. And this is the part of the game, Evan, where the competitive advantage has to try and come in for a pitcher who's already had a rough outing and hasn't even thrown 25 pitches yet. You really have to dig in and try and support your team here. This one gets away. Grigo's going to take second base. He takes a wide turn. Oh, he thought about going to third, but he stumbles. He might have had a chance at that one.
Yeah, Pecor's just absolutely rattled out there right now. I would imagine we're not going to see him come out for the second with the way that this start has gone for him. It just keeps on getting worse. The Huskers are in danger of batting around here in the first.
Butenbach in a 1-1 count, hitting 179 on the year. That's in there for a strike. Slugging .214. He's 1 for his last 10 with a hit by pitch, 5 strikeouts. Pecor trying to get the second out of the inning. That's just low. Looked like a good pitch. You got to imagine Butenbach is trying to do some damage here. Push another run across with a guy in scoring position and Grigo at second base. 2-2 on the way. This is launched high in the air. Thomas going back, still going back. He finds it. Grigo looking to tag, and he will get in sliding safely. Long blast for Butenbach that gets knocked down a little bit by the wind, but does put Grigo at third base.
Yeah, he just got a little bit under it. If he squares that up just a little bit more, that's a little bit of in danger of another home run shot here for the Huskers, but still productive out there for Butenbach. Advances the runner, and the Huskers have a chance to tack on a 6th run here in the first.
So that'll get Jeter Worthley up, and every Husker has made it to the plate this inning. And it's in there for strike 1. So is this batting around, or does Mac Moyer need to come up again?
I feel like for me, if you really want to consider it batting around, the first guy who started the inning has to come back up.
0-1 on the way. Ground ball. That one eats up Kinga a little bit. Throw is on line and dug out by Seymour to end the inning. But Nebraska hangs a 5 spot on Michigan State in the first inning. The offense all over the place. Case Sanderson clears the bases with 3. Preston Freeman gets his first home run as a Husker. And Nebraska up big after 1 frame. We head to the second. Nebraska leads 5-1 over Michigan State. You're watching Big Ten Baseball on Big Ten Plus.